I really live here? And that is the question. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and I go by the name Jessie Does Travel Online. I usually like to travel and share my life abroad. And today I'm actually doing something very different. I'm currently in Switzerland, in Zurich, to be exact. And I'm going to get into why I chose to do this and what are some of the pros and cons of this potential stay. So number one, why Switzerland? Now, Switzerland is a nice country, but it's usually not on everybody's bucket list as far as places to live and things like that. And as far as Europe goes, I had been to London and my sister, friends, and different things like that. And when I was choosing the location that I wanted to experiment with, I was like, I want to go somewhere that I have never had gone to before, and that I feel like it would be a little bit more of a challenge. And so I chose Switzerland. So if you don't know, Switzerland, 3 other languages are spoken. In general, I find a lot of people speak English, but Italian is spoken, German is spoken, and Italian, German, and French. So they are separated by cantons, and they have the German-speaking one. I'm currently in a German-speaking canton. All right. So I think that this trip was important to me for a variety of reasons. I wanted to show Black mobility, although I'm more aligned with the Pan-African world, that is where my heart is. I still think that, especially as Black people, we should have experiences in other places, Asia, Europe, etc. And I'm very pro experimentation, and I think that not one size fits all. I also think that it's super important that we try different looks. Even if we want to stay in a particular place, I think it's always good to find out what other people are doing and to share ideas, right? So now, here are my first impressions of Switzerland. I found Switzerland to be extremely clean. It is one of the cleanest places I have ever been to. It is cleaner than the US, etc. It is one of the most pristine places that I have been to. The streets are completely, virtually litter-free, and I saw that in their policies with recycling and different things like that. I had to recycle. I love that they take pride in the appearance of their country and the way that their country works. Another thing that really stuck out to me as far as Switzerland is how quiet Switzerland really is. It is, whether you're on the train, and I used to be on the trains in New York, and the trains in New York, you would be interrupted like every few minutes for a performance, and people would start singing and dancing and, hearing loud conversation. And on the train or the trams or in general the streets or even like things were very quiet, and that was very interesting to me. And speaking about transportation, transportation is impeccable. I love, like I said, the trams, trains, the ferries. There's so many different ways you can move around. You do not need a car to, get around Switzerland. But if you are interested, they do drive on the same side as America. Yeah, so the pace of life, it's a steady pace, I would say. So it's a steady pace. It's moving, but it's not too overwhelming, okay? I don't get New York from here. Like, it was 7:30, and I went out to go get some groceries and different things like that, and a lot of the stores were closed, and I found one convenience shop. And when I spoke to the owner, I was like, why are you the one open? And he was like, well, in this canton, you have to have a special license in order to be open at a certain time. So, like, you legally have to get a license to be open at a certain time or on certain days, like the Sunday or the weekend in this canton. So, for me, that shows that they prioritize social life and things like that highly in Switzerland. Okay, let's see. As far as culture shock, I did not get so much culture shock. But then again, don't forget, I'm an international relations major. I love stuff like this, and I did quite a bit on Switzerland prior to that. The only thing I would say is that I noticed that they're like in Ghana or like in the Caribbean, many African countries, people are very, very friendly, and they're very inquisitive, and they can ask me questions and things like that. That's one end of the spectrum. Whereas European in general, like let's say, or America, they are a little less Swiss people. I find them to be like in between what I would see in the Caribbean or the African continent. and America and the rest of Europe. They are not overly overbearing in any shape or form, but they're not like rude or dismissive either. The next thing too that I would like to talk about is how everything in Switzerland feels extremely structured. Everything has its purpose, everything has its reason. Yeah, America has organization, but the Swiss organization is a whole other level. Silence here can feel very, very different and very, very strong, but that doesn't mean people are not helpful or they won't talk to you. People will help you. Because I don't speak German, I was stuck at the grocery store and this guy not only read what it said to me, but he also went and fetched the person to help me. So they can, I think they are helpful people when needed. So, but they have precision. Everything from their homes, the way that their transportation works, and the way that they work is efficient. Yeah. And one difference that I did notice is that I'm more so used to like community oriented spaces like in the Caribbean or in Africa. And here they're communal in like sharing resources, but like it's not like how in Ghana I could be able to just kind of sit and people would just kind of like really enmesh with me and things like that. So yeah, it feels individualistic and communitarian in a way. Yeah. So if you want to see more of like what my space here in Switzerland look like, I will go ahead and attach that in a separate video. I did come with a company that, specializes in temporary stays abroad, which is perfect if you want to work abroad temporarily or, just have some time to experiment in a country that you have been potentially looking for. I will go ahead and link the information for that below. And I will also tag the video that shows all those details. Overall, I think that this was a great way to kind of see what are the things that I value the most, like vibes and community. Don't underestimate vibes. I cry and that's great vibes. But I'd rather go to the Pan-African world. Am I stop exploring other countries that are outside of it? No, absolutely not. And I do actually prefer slow travel because I feel like you can savor the local country, the local communities even more, which is really what I want. And that's really where I am in this phase of life. So I will be researching more about these globalized new forms of stays abroad. I think they are excellent. Like for remote, I was easily able to do it here in my apartment, and everything, like I said, was prepared for me. Or I easily went into some coffee shops and I was able to do that as well. And it was really fun, So we do more research on that. When I have the video, I will let you guys know when the video is ready for that. But yeah, if you're interested in the one that I did where I did my stay now, you can go ahead and look at the caption below, the box below, and it will give you more detailing on that. I'm so excited about this. I wish they had these things when I was in my 20s, but I'm still in my 30s and I plan to enjoy it even more. So yeah, stay tuned. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.